Happy and healthy altitudes to you. Hello, I'm Gary Gianetti, and I'm coming to you from Healthy Altitudes, Colorado. And today we're talking to Dr. Matt about ways that we can think about thriving and surviving. Hey, Dr. Matt.
Hey, Gary, nice to see you. Hey, everyone, this is Dr. Matt Morano coming to you from Your Peak Mind in sunny North Carolina. And today we're going to talk a little bit about thriving and surviving. As some of you may know, I'm an educational psychologist, and I work with a lot of people these days from a therapeutic standpoint on what's going on in their lives with respect to the challenges that we're all facing right now. For some people, the biggest challenge is the virus. For other people, the biggest challenge is where am I going to find toilet paper? And for other people, the biggest challenge is I'm worried about my elderly parent or grandparent or something, what's going to happen. So there's a lot of fear, a lot of ambiguity out there that I think a lot of people are facing. I'm certainly seeing a lot of that in the therapy that I'm doing with people. So today I wanted to share with Gary and with all of you a graphic that I came across. And I want you to know that the graphic is not mine. I did not create it. And so in the interest of being fully transparent about everything, if you do happen to know who created this, please let me know, or let Gary know, and he can let me know. But I thought it was a really cool graphic to sort of give you an idea about where you might want to be during this difficult time, but it also applies to other things, not just COVID, but it applies to other areas as well. So I'm going to share it with you right now and take a look. And the first thing I want you to do is you take a look at it. I'm going to give you just a couple of seconds of dead space here just to read it and take a look and see where you might land if you were to take a look at this particular graphic. So there it is, and you should be able to see it right now. And
That's a lot of information.
It's a lot of information to take in. So, but what I really want you to take a look at the most is I want you to see that that of course it has the originating question, who do I want to be during COVID-19? But the other side of it is, look at the zones that are on there. And the zones are fear zone, the learning zone, and the growth zone. And just for a second, see where you think you might fall on there. In the fear zone, where you're complaining frequently, you have to go grab food and toilet paper, and maybe you're grabbing things you don't even really need. Oh man, I might need this cheese someday, so I must grab that. And you forward all the messages just because you think I've got to get the word out. You don't even do it with any kind of critical analysis at all from what you're actually reading. And that's the fear zone. Then you might look at the learning zone, and under there you become aware of the situation, and you think how to act. You actually do take a moment to think about what's going on in your life, and you stop compulsively consuming what hurts me, from food to news. Maybe even shut down completely, where you say, all right, I don't even want to watch the news anymore. I just want to, it's all going to pass at some point, and I'm just going to deal with it. And that's as far as I'm going to go. But I am able to identify my own emotions. And finally, you have the growth zone. And when you think about the growth zone, you have to think about what are others doing for us at this time. You think about the healthcare workers, you think about the law enforcement people, you think about the other people that are out there. Even the person working the cash register at the Target is someone that deals with issues every second that they're out there. And whether you're going to Target or not, that person is still standing there touching and moving everything, taking money and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of people on the front lines. So when you think about this graphic, the fear zone, learning zone, and growth zone, I recommend that you think about where you see yourself on this thing, and then ask yourself the second question. If you don't like where you see yourself or where you identify yourself in the graphic, where do you want to be? And what is it you'd like to do to get there? What is it? Maybe you don't even know what to do to get there. Maybe you need to reach out to someone that can give you some advice or some coaching about how to move on to the next thing. One of the things under the growth zone is keeping a happy emotional state and spread hope, rather than always talking about, oh, the politicians are lying to us, or, where's the CDC and all this, and being critical all the time. How are you keeping a happy emotional state if you're always being that kind of critical? So think about those things for yourself. Gary, what do you make of this whole graphic?
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic image. I think that's a really great thing to think about from a health perspective on the whole, from a 10,000 foot view, I think, and from that macro perspective. A lot of us focus on the micro perspective of who do I want to be, not just during COVID-19, like it says on the image, but they focus on who they want to be for whatever it is in their world, whether it's at work or with their family or as a dad or as a mom. You know, what is a mom to a mom? What is a dad to a dad? You know, and you start to think about that from that perspective and work your way out that continuum. I think that's a really great image. And I think that that's also something I think people need to think about all the time. I just, you know, was talking to somebody earlier today about how they were stressed out about all of this and about their work situation. And I think that a lot of this comes together because it's not just for a virus. We talked about this in a couple other videos we made. It's really for your life. And that's the whole concept, isn't it? I mean, you know, whatever skills we use now, or hopefully it's things that we can use later and skills we can use later. This ties into fitness, because I think as well with fitness, people are scared sometimes to go to a gym, and just walking into that gym is intimidating. So they might be in that fear zone. So it's easier to just say, you know what, I'm just not going to go. I'm going to stay on the couch. So working their way through those zones, even in a gym, is really cool, because you could have somebody who doesn't even step into the gym, work through going into the gym, learning what the equipment is, and then maybe going through into the growth zone. Now they're doing group exercise classes or new classes they never thought that they could even do. And so this is cool because you can apply it to lifestyles. You can apply it to, mental health and quality of life. I think it's cool. Our goal here is starting from that survival instinct at the beginning, where, you know, where the dark blue is, and working out to the thrive instinct on the outside. I love this thing. I'm gonna eat, breathe, and sleep this for days now, Dr. Matt. Thanks.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear that. The thing I want to point out the most is that, and we've talked about this in previous episodes, but the idea of being mindful. You know, where are you right now? And you can see on my little graphic here where it says, I am empathetic with myself and with others. And I've noticed just in my own little neighborhood here that there are people that they've become almost overly sympathetic or almost overly kind, where they give you a wide berth when you're walking your dog around them or whatever, but they go out of their way to say, you know, please or thank you or how's it going. And I really appreciate our neighborhood for that. And when I went to Target this morning, I was looking for toilet paper. Yeah, it's crazy.
I could have sent you some.
That's right. I can only buy one box. I'm sorry. But anyway, I was searching for toilet paper, and there were several people that were beelining to where it is in our Target. And because of how the Target is organized, they couldn't actually see where it was. It looked like a big empty shelf. So when they got there, it was like, oh my gosh, where did this go? And you could almost see the anxiety on their faces as soon as they noticed that. And just because I happen to be paying attention, and because I happen to know that the toilet paper was sort of right around the corner, I said, I see that you're disappointed, but take a look over there. And I just sort of smiled and gave a little point, and they went, oh, you know, almost like, oh my gosh, I just made their day. Of course, they thanked me politely, but of course got out of the way really fast because they didn't want to be within 6 feet of me. But just doing something that's kind to someone and being mindful of your own emotions and not being mad if somebody cuts you off in the car or something along those lines will actually help to perpetuate a happier emotion for you. So anyway, wanted to share that with you today, and that's all I've got for you today. Gary, if you have anything else.
I think that's great. Thanks so much for that graphic. And what we can do is we'll post that picture with this video so that people can get that when they want to look at it and use it as a reference. And again, they can interchange that dark blue circle of where they want to be for COVID-19 to whatever realm they want. And I could almost imagine like having blank spaces that you could fill in all those things with fear. You could fill in each sphere and circle on your own. Cool exercise there.
That's right. Well, mindfulness becomes kind of a habit, and equally so, the habit can become being closed off. So you got to sort of break that trance that you have to just be totally, tunnel visioned all the time, and allow yourself to expand beyond your own mindset. Anyway, hope you enjoyed today. Hope you got something out of it, and thank you very much for joining us on today's episode. This is Dr. Matt talking with you from Your Peak Mind in North Carolina.
Thanks, Dr. Matt. See you on the next video.
Awesome.